And that's also a rarity. I don't think I've heard a soul say a word about tires.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It is, it really is. I know. Oh, what's this all about? Man, he's got something on his car.
Trouble for Hamlin.
The right front tire is headed toward the infield, right where he is.
What in the world? That car, it's just locked full left lock.
Never seen anything like that before.
Hamlin off and into the grass, and the go or go homers come out to qualify next.
The Daytona 500. It's the biggest race in America, and it's the biggest race for NASCAR. It's the very first race of the season. Qualifying is so special for this race because you want to start in the pole and you want to start first. But unfortunately for the driver of the 11 car, Denny Hamlin, his car would brake and his car would immediately turn left into the grass, making a divot in the grass and catapulting dirt and grass everywhere, damaging the splitter of his race car. Ironically, Denny Hamlin's a golfer, so it's pretty funny. There have been so many other instances at Daytona where drivers have gone wild in the grass, just like Danica Patrick when she went airborne after her car went into the grass during the Daytona 500 in 2016. Her car got extremely destroyed after she dug into the dirt.
Turn one, you can see at 190 mile an hour, and he lost a tire.
Did he not? I believe he just drove down through the grass, which is not unusual for doing that here.
Yeah, that's right. Looking back on it, yeah, he clipped the grass. And
however, the left front looked down as he came across the racetrack.
I can't make a determination whether the tire went down, he got in the grass, or he got in the grass and the tire went down. We'll have to look at it a couple more times here.
We've talked about how muddy the grass is here.
Every driver back in the day said they hated splitters and they hated it on the racetrack. They would barely touch the grass and it would destroy the entire front end of their race car. But there was no driver out there in the field that would complain about it as much as Dale Earnhardt Jr., and he proved his case during the 2014 Texas race when he went into the grass just barely after multiple days of rain, and it damaged the front of his race car, caught on fire, and even threw up so much mud and dirt, it damaged his teammate Jimmy Johnson's windshield in front of his race car. When battling for the win in the 2017 All-Star Open, Eric Jones put it all out on the line, and he went in the grass trying to pass Daniel Suarez and Chase Elliott for the lead.
Donnie and Cale.
I think 77 might get them both. Wow! What a run off the corner!
Oh, it's in the grass!
Don't go in the grass!
Boy,
no!
Yeah, he got the splitter. I think he hurt something under the nose.
He ruined his car right there.
Spanned by the 77.
Hang on.
Yeah, you can't run through the grass.
Now, was Chase Elliott ahead of Daniel Suarez when that caution came out? That's what we're going to have to determine. That's the damage from the left front when he went through the grass.
Yep. 97 has shown to be fast, very fast.
And what's at stake for him here? He's
trouble.
Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. Took a lot. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there? Slides up right there. Just ever so little contact, which doesn't look like a lot when you're running 185, 190 mile per hour. It's a lot. There's the 15. About right now, he's going to dig in. There goes one of the tires that Alan talked about. Violent, very violent.
You know, I could definitely tell, even especially newer NASCAR tracks and races, the grass is not as high as it used to be. During the 2004 Daytona 500, Michael Waltrip's car dug into the grass upside down, flipping him countless amounts of times where you even lose sight of his race car. It is an unbelievable crash that we are so thankful that Michael Waltrip walked away unscathed. But to have a car dig into the grass upside down and fling dirt so much just proves how violent these race cars could be when they get hooked sideways and into the grass. Thankfully, Michael Waltrip was okay, but this crash was still one of the most violent crashes of the 2004 Speed Weeks at Daytona.
Oh, look out! Elliott's gone! Keselowski, Reddick, 2 playoff drivers in this wreck, and the car goes over! Tyler Reddick has flipped!
Yep, I'm good.
My goodness. What was the catalyst? How did that stop?
Restarts. They are so aggressive. You've got to get spots when you can. How about Reddick flips and drives the thing back to pit road?
There's contact. Contact maybe with Truex and Elliott. That was the spark.
It is. Truex and Elliott side by side. I don't know if it's contact or just arrow tight, but the 9 of Elliott up the racetrack, not meaning to, catches the 45. Around goes the 45, and as the 45 gets in here, he hops onto the quarter mile and gets upside down. Crazy looking accident for Tyler Reddick in the 45.
That is crazy.
The 2024 race at Las Vegas saw Tyler Reddick's car go into the grass, flip over, and he kept on going. This was just one of the most wildest things we've ever seen in a mile and a half in the NASCAR playoffs. This crash was ensued by Reddick when he tried to go 3 wide on the outside, got hooked by Chase Elliott and went spinning into the grass, ended up going upside down and drove back to his pit stall.
Boy, right across the nose almost of Matt Kenseth's number 20 car.
Exactly, and of course that splitter digs in, that front end just goes airborne, and up the track he goes. How he missed those other cars, I have no idea.
Now, race
or
director
how they
David
missed,
Hoops.
actually how they missed him.
Oh, problems here. Every pit road, and going over the double jump is the 15, just launching the truck into the sky is Mason Mingus. Watch how fast he came in here.
Just coming in too hot on entry. I don't know if maybe the brakes didn't. It seemed like the brakes got to working good right before he hit the grass. Look at that thing ramp up in the air. A really difficult pit road to get to, Phil, because it's right way around the turn. So, but that wasn't even close.
Sure wasn't. A lot of damage to Mason Mingus's truck as well.
The magic number, Doc. I mean, you know, somewhere around 15 to 25. Oh, got a car.
Kurt Busch.
Holy cow.
Got tipped, slides to the grass. Caution is out.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
He's in the fence.
Sloopy.
5, clip this, guys.
Yeah.
Kurt is out of the car. He's okay, but look at this wild ride.
Being a little boy, this was the very first race I remember that grass played a part with the splitters. This was the first race I noticed how dangerous grass is going to be with these new splitters on these car tomorrows. And Kurt Busch was the first driver to show us off that I can remember. He went through the grass during the NASCAR Budweiser shootout. His hood flipped over the windshield and he came crashing into the outside wall head on. Thankfully, Busch was okay, but this was still a wild thing to remember and a wild thing that happened in one of the very first races of the 2010 season.
We've heard, here's a car upside down.
Big time crash upside down.
It's Ryan Newman. See Kevin Harvick there. Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across. Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof.
Well, we can see him coming off a corner here, back up in the top of your screen. See the car just come around, pounded the wall on the outside there, down into the grass.
Now, it rained hard here last night and this morning.
We've seen this.
Got together?
Yeah, we have. We've seen this time and time again. You see the splitter makes huge contact with the grass. The car starts to bounce. Luckily, it lands on all four and just continues to spin. But we've seen this. The 9 goes to make a move, looks for that inside line, wasn't clear of the 1, drives across his nose, ends up spinning through the grass.
Tore the splitter completely off when it grabbed the grass initially. And then once again,
look at that,
hit hard and up into the air. A wild ride for Sam Hornish Jr.
The field have been involved. So, Darrell, do drivers, are they afraid of this track?
I think there is a fear factor here. I think if you've never scared yourself here, then you haven't been racing very hard. When you race hard, you scare yourself.
Well, I'm going to tell you right quick, this place is dangerous. I don't care what you say. You see what happened to Kyle Busch.
Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters, up and over.
There's the replay of the accident that brought out the final caution in the wild ride endured by Timothy Peters.
It looked like the 22 of Austin Westhoff just got a little bit loose on exit of turn number 4, got into Johnny Sauter.
It's really crazy to think about how many times a truck or a race car has flipped in the grass in a mile and a half in the past decade. It is used to be so uncommon for a vehicle to even flip at a mile and a half, but now anytime they touch the grass, they dig in and start barrel rolling violently in the grass. Thankfully, everybody was okay after this horrific accident at Texas Motor Speedway, but this was a wild finish to close off the night.